What's going on, guys? It is Steve with Mouse Secrets coming to you today with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about something a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about something that I've taken up, a little bit of an activity that I've taken up recently that I am enjoying doing so much with it, which is called skateboard, longboard, and cruising. And this is my longboard. That's what I want to talk about a little bit today. But yeah, I've recently taken up longboarding for a lot of exercise and cardio, and just the freedom of being out in the air and getting to get like a view of the world that you don't normally get to get inside of a vehicle. I would almost describe it as like exhilarating in the same sense of getting out on a road bike, an e-bike, motorbike, motorcycle, etc. There is something really, really cool about longboarding and cruising, especially here in Central Florida near Orlando. And actually, I'm filming this right now in Celebration. I started way down that way and I've been cruising all the way towards downtown Celebration this way. That's where I'm going. I'm going towards Market Street. But I wanted to talk about my board a little bit because I have quite a few, but this is the most recent one I got. And I got this one about 3 weeks ago. This is a Pantheon brand board. It's a Pantheon Pranayyama longboard, a very, very high quality, maybe for what I do, even a little bit overkill, but a very, very high quality professional skateboard longboard. I wanted to talk to you guys about it a little bit. So first of all, let me sum this up real quick. So it's an all maple board, it's fiberglass, it's got good bounce, drop down, drop through. And I'm gonna explain what this all means here in just a second. And of course, if you wanna know what my picture is on here, that is the gas guzzler image that you can get on the board. You got a couple different choices. I went with the gas guzzler. But my board, I'm so happy with this thing. Let me go over a couple of like the main features of this board with you guys. So for the Pantheon Pranayyama, Pantheon brand board, this one, what makes it so special is its design. And if you kind of get down and look how low to the ground it is. And that means a lot because being that low to the ground, it means that it's super, super stable and super easy to ride, especially for someone like me that's a fairly new rider, someone who's fairly new to longboarding. I've probably only been doing it for like 3 or 4 months, but that's why I went with this one. I was like, I want the one that's the most stable and safe and easy to use. And I mean, if you look at how low this is, like my foot almost barely goes up underneath this board. So this is called a double drop. The reason why it's called a double drop is number one, you can see how the board slopes down to the ground. And then the trucks, right? The axle, the trucks as well are bolted on the top side of the board. So the first drop is the actual design of this deck itself dropping down. And then the second drop is that the trucks being mounted on top of the deck set it even lower to the ground. It's about as low to the ground as you can ask for, which makes it super, super easy for pushing, for rolling, and for stability where you won't hopefully go flying off of this thing. Now, the other thing about this one too is I went with these big monster sized wheels. These are the Hoku wheels that are made by Pantheon. It's their brand of wheels, 102 millimeters, which is massive. And just to put that into perspective, like most longboards, they're like 60, 70, sometimes 80 millimeters, not even 90. I have on my other Santa Cruz longboard, drop down longboard, which I'll show at another time, great board itself. That has, I put on there myself, 90 millimeter wheels. But these things are monster 102 millimeter wheels, which means that this board can just glide right across all these cracks in the sidewalks. Like you don't have to worry about, you know, like a shopping cart or something when a little rock is in front of the wheel of your shopping cart and the cart just stops. Well, imagine if you're on a skateboard or a longboard and the wheel stops, you could, in theory, you could fall off or definitely have an issue. So with 102 millimeter wheels, this thing can blast through acorns, rocks, cracks. I mean, I've never had the wheel get stuck once, knock on wood or whatever. So, and at that size wheel, I don't anticipate that happening. I mean, it can go right over manhole covers and everything, no issues. So these wheels, they are awesome. 102 millimeter, that's 74A. That means they're super, super soft too. You can almost like squeeze this with your hand a little bit. I don't know if you can see it flexing. That means you don't get a lot of vibration. So like this board, I can't overstate this enough. It is so smooth. Like you don't feel the vibration of the concrete, the asphalt, whatever it is that you're riding over. It feels like it's just gliding on whatever terrain you're on, like this sidewalk. You just like you're gliding. Like you don't feel the vibration coming through your leg, your feet, up into your body, which some of my other longboards I have, cheaper quality longboards, you do get some of that vibration. Just, you know, that's a big thing here. So I think like the reason why this thing is so top of the line are some of these reasons, like I'm saying, like those wheels, right? Like the lack of vibration. The board itself absorbs the vibration to maple, fiberglass, etc. Like the layers. It's just about as primo and top quality of a longboard as you can get. And I went with one. I wanted to have like the best of the best. So let's take this thing for a little cruise. We're gonna continue on making our way down here towards Celebration. I started all the way down there, like a couple miles that way. I'm gonna go all the way this way and hang a right into Celebration, take this thing for a little ride. But I will leave the link in the description down below for this board. If you're interested in getting one, highly recommend it. Now, you know, a lot of folks have been saying, Steve, how are you losing so much weight? What have you been doing to lose so much weight? I'm down like 50 pounds. At the time of filming this, actually today is the day I weighed in for the first time, 199. Let me make some room, someone's coming down the sidewalk. I weighed in at 199. I'm down like 50 pounds since I started. And you know, a lot of it is diet, but exercise. I do dumbbells, I do weightlifting at home, but a lot of diet, I mean, a lot of eating much better, a lot of exercise, dumbbells, but then cardio. And the way I get my cardio is this guy right here. This thing has literally melted the weight off of me. Getting on a longboard skateboard, it's amazing. The amount of cardio, like I was reading, like on average 1 hour on this thing burns 400 calories, 400. And you didn't even realize you're burning it because it's so much fun. I have never, honestly, I wish I'd picked this up 20 years ago. I wish I'd started this 20 years ago. I can't do the gym. I can't get on a bike in the gym. It doesn't interest me walking on a treadmill. This thing though, I keep it in my car everywhere I go. And if it's a beautiful day, I need to start a live stream. You guys know that probably who are watching this video. I need to start a live stream here in a minute. But before I do my live stream, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna take my board out. It's cool. We're having a very cool day here in Central Florida. And let's just go for a cruise. Like I keep it in the back of my vehicle and I'm gonna burn calories, have an amazing time on this thing. So for the folks that are asking, Steve, how are you losing so much weight? I gotta give a lot of credit to this guy right here. And I think it's something that anybody can do. If I can do it, I think anybody can do it. And even I'll take it one step further, longboarding itself, I feel like it's healing my body. I used to have a lot of pain on my right side of my hip. I ride goofy. So since I ride goofy, which is right foot on the board, I balance a lot on this right leg. I do believe in my mind that it has helped heal and strengthen some stabilizer muscles in my core. Plus when you're on this thing, you're constantly using core muscles like to balance. You don't even realize it. Your brain is doing it. You're not even realizing what you're doing, but you're constantly engaging your core muscles and everything. And I do believe this has healed my hip pain. It's tormented me for like 10 years. So I'm just so excited about it. But I wanted to talk about this specific one, Pantheon Pranayyama. I highly recommend it. If you're thinking about taking up longboarding, this would be like one of the ones that I would say to go with, just because again, it's so stable. The quality of it's just such high quality. You get the massive wheels on it. I would avoid the cheap stuff. That's just my opinion. If you get like the cheap stuff off of Amazon or something like that, it might be cheaper than this, but the bearings suck, the wheels suck, the board is not gonna feel, it's gonna vibrate like, yeah, I'm sorry. Like there's definitely a big difference in high quality, like almost like handmade boards versus like mass-produced Chinese junk or something. And I definitely think like it's no different than musical instruments. Like you can definitely tell a crappy guitar from a real Gibson guitar. You can definitely tell the difference in a pair of Vans versus a pair of cheap like Walmart junky shoes. They may look like Vans, but they're not Vans. Same thing with a skateboard. You can definitely tell a significant, massive difference between basically like a handmade board made by a small company, Pantheon, versus some Chinese like mass-produced piece of junk. I just don't recommend it. I wouldn't want to be on like a cheap board that I can, you know, lock up on a crack and go flying or something. I want like, there's certain things you shouldn't cut quality on. I wouldn't cut quality on this, on a board. Get a good name brand. And Pantheon so far, what I've had with this one so far, I can't explain enough. It can't overstate it. It's such an awesome board. My other main board that I use is a Santa Cruz 40-inch drop down, which is another great board too, but it's also cheaper than this one. And I do believe this is still a much higher quality product, even than the Santa Cruz board that I've got. Okay, let's go for a cruise. I wanna get my cardio in before I have to get to work. One thing I said about, you know, to myself about Florida for this year, I've lived here since 2018, is I feel like I have not enjoyed the trails, the outdoors enough since I've lived here. Generally, we're always just at like a Disney park or Universal Park, but we don't go out and do like trails and stuff. So I've recently started going to trails, taking my e-bike out, of course, taking this longboard out for cruises like I'm doing this right now before I start working for the day. It's so nice. It really is. The weather down here at this time of the year is just beautiful. If you're watching this in the future, it's mid-November. It's just such a nice place. Like, it's just so fun to like get out and experience nature, urban nature, but nature itself, like just getting out of a car and cruising around. But I mean, you can see how this thing, like I'm barely moving and it's just going right over these cracks. If you had a smaller wheel, like 60-inch wheel or something, I might be a little concerned that going slow, that you might get stuck on a crack and go flying or something, which you wouldn't want. But this thing just, it flies. I was here, for Halloween. We did our Halloween trick-or-treating here at Celebration. And for you guys that may not be familiar with Celebration, we're in a little town right outside of Disney World. Disney World's like on the other side of the freeway on that side. We go down this little spot. And Celebration is like the place to go for trick-or-treating in this area, like this town that we're in or whatever. And the crowds and the traffic to get in and out of here, absolute nightmare. But because I had my board in the back of my vehicle, I was able to commute around Celebration with my skateboard that night, leaving my car parked. It's perfect. Like, this thing's always in my car. I never take it out. I always have a pair of Vans. I don't wear Vans all the time, but I definitely wear Vans when I'm skating. And I just always keep them in the vehicle, ready to go. In case of, like, just like now, I just want to take a little 1-hour break, get my dopamine rush, enjoy the fine weather that we're having, etc. Just cruise around, take my mind off of work for a minute. I just wish I picked this up earlier. And so Pantheon Pranayyama, it's an amazing board. It's fantastic. I've already been like hitting their website. I already know like the next one I want to get. I want to get the Pantheon Super Duper Sonic, which is some brand new board that looks so much fun. It's a little bit longer than this. This one's like maybe this is 27 inches, I believe, something like that, like 27 inch. Look, I'm like a 5'10" guy, 199 pounds, by the way. And it holds me and fits me perfectly. The Super Duper Sonic would be a little bit longer. My Santa Cruz, my other primary longboard that I use, is a 40-inch board, which is cool too, like to have one that long. Is it necessary? No. But this thing has become like my go-to. I take it everywhere. I don't know, like I don't even want to, honestly, I feel bad, like I don't ride my Santa Cruz anymore. And the reason why I feel bad is because I love Santa Cruz as a brand. It's like, it's very like, sentimental for my youth or whatever, and the colors and the artwork of those boards are so cool. But when you get down to just like functionality and quality, this thing's the best. I will say, like, one of the issues now, since I have this one, every other board that I look at now, I know like it's a step down. So like, I mean, I don't know, like I probably won't need to buy another one other than another Pantheon, like the longer one, the Super Duper Sonic. Love the Art Deco designs inside of Celebration. A little bit Miami-esque, right? Doesn't this look like Miami, South Beach? I have to say, this thing is just like truly like effortless pushing. Like it's just so gentle. I don't even feel like I'm doing anything. Like I feel like I could go just miles, which I have gone miles, but I feel like I could just go miles and miles and never be tired, never be like worn out by this or anything. I just keep on going and going. Don't have to worry about like little sticks, like this crack right over top of it. It just steers perfectly. For guys that like to do carving, it carves perfectly. I have my trucks pretty tight. I tighten my trucks up for a reason. Just because I'm a little bit of a newer rider, and I feel that like when my trucks are very tight, and what I mean by that is like this, I feel like it feels a little more stable, especially for pushing. I don't feel like the board is going to take off. And that's actually an issue I had with this board when I first got it, as compared to my Santa Cruz, Screaming Hand 40-inch drop down. This one, this double drop Pantheon Pranayyama, this one I'm on now, it was just so fast and quick. I felt like when I would take off, like push, when I would push, that the board was just going to go flying out from underneath me or something compared to what I was used to. I actually had to like adjust to the speed and how smooth and easy this board it goes. Like it doesn't require like a lot of hardcore pushing or anything. Only on this board would I be able to get outside and enjoy these beautiful vistas and views or whatever. It definitely, like, it puts me in touch with a little bit of nature. Get out of the cars. You know, one of the most frustrating things about Central Florida and Orlando, everybody complains about it, including myself. The traffic, the traffic, the traffic. You're always stuck in cars, but it's kind of cool, like, to just hop on a board and be able to commute and go. I wish that like my work commute would allow me just to use my longboard, my board every day. Like, this would be awesome. Unfortunately, that's not the case. The city's not built that way that you can just cruise around everywhere. But if you were somewhere local, you could. But my advice is, if you're trying to lose weight, if you're trying to exercise, you want to lose some weight and just get yourself fit, seriously consider taking up longboarding. It's been absolutely phenomenal for me. I am living proof that it has been amazing exercise. Now, I'm not trying to say, let me give myself some credit. I have also been really changing up my diet, hitting the dumbbells, the weights, and that type of thing. But for my straight up just cardio, no more gym. I did the gym in my 20s. Like, those years are done. I'm not interested in just going in a crazy gym. Plus, gym experiences nowadays suck. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it used to be back in the day when I went to the gym in my 20s, it was a totally different experience from now, where everybody's got a camera out, everybody's filming their videos, Instagram shorts, TikToks, etc. That's not for me. For me, like, the gym is all business. But look at that. I'm like talking about filming videos while I'm filming one right at this moment. But getting out here and like just being with myself all alone, looking at like a pretty lake or whatever on a gorgeous sunny but cool day here in Orlando, Central Florida. This is a win-win for me. I'm very happy. So I guess, who is this video for? If you are looking to figure out like a little way to get some extra cardio, burn a little calories, could you take up longboarding? Yes, I definitely believe so, because if I can do it, anybody can. Second thing, who is this board for? Well, I think the people that would be watching this video already know, and that's for professional hardcore longboarders that like to do like wicked commuting, wicked speeds, looking for just the overall like top of the line, best of the best. I'm showing you how great of a board it is because I don't have hardly any experience, and I'm able just to cruise around like without even thinking about it while I'm talking to a camera or whatever. I've had a couple of people ask me like, Steve, are you going to get an electric one? Like, no, why would I want an electric one? That kind of like defeats the purpose. Like, I want the exercise, I want the cardio. Plus, there is something that's very rewarding about like knowing that I'm pushing this thing, I'm making it move, I'm making it run. Now, I have an electric e-bike, which is fine, but that's also usually used on pedal assist mode, so that I can still get some really good cardio going. Scare the doggies. Where I can still get some cardio going on an e-bike, but I would not want an electric longboard. Not right now, at least. I prefer manual. I want to build my strength. I want to build my core. I want to just continue to get in better shape. That's the goal. Get in better shape. And I can't think of a more fun way to do it. Good morning, how are you? Get to meet like nice folks and say good morning. That's always cool. I think is now living down here near Disney World is, I wish I could figure out a way to take this thing to Disney and cruise it around. My thinking is, if I actually ever stay over at the Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, I should be able to take it in that way if I was actually a guest at Fort Wilderness. That would be fun. Maybe I'll look at like getting like something coming up for this year's holiday season. Have my longboard, cruise it around Fort Wilderness. I'd take my e-bike for that too. But cruise it around Fort Wilderness and go see all the Christmas decorations. It's like who needs an electric board? It just goes on its own with these big monster 102mm wheels. It's almost like it's unstoppable. Look at that, it just goes. Now this is a big bump that I would be careful about that one. That one might not, coming back will be all right, but going up that one might not be the greatest idea. And just like that, I commuted all the way into Celebration on my little longboard. Very exciting. What a ride. It's probably 3-4 miles, I think I probably did. Got a car, not sure which way they're going. Yeah, probably did like 3 or 4 miles to get over here into Celebration. Trying to think. Let's go down to the lakefront. We'll wrap this video up down here at the lake. No vibration. Even going over these like little brick pavers, I almost feel nothing. Alrighty, well, I made it to my my end point of this little ride and a little test of the Pantheon Pranayyama. Again, the link will be in the description down below if you're interested. Again, for new riders and for, of course, hardcore experienced longboard pushers and downhill commuters and stuff. It's extremely fun, high quality. I love it and I ride it every day. Okay, that's a wrap on the video. Have a great one, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time. Bye.